Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez the Psychic Witch and Boss the Kitten coming to you live from New Jersey. How you doing? Actually we're not live, but you know what I mean. So while you enjoy the image of this gorgeous beautiful black cat, let me tell you that right now the time is approximately 11:40 p.m. Eastern Time and the date is Tuesday, December 22nd, 2020. The moon is waxing in Aries. The moon actually has been in Aries since yesterday, which is Monday, December 21st, the date of the winter solstice in my part of the world, and the date of the summer solstice if you're from New Zealand, Australia, etc. And will remain in Aries until Thursday, if memory serves, which is Christmas Eve, or as we say in Spanish, Nochebuena. Especially in Cuba, we say Nochebuena in Cuba. Anyway, so I'm speaking of Yule and Nochebuena, also known as Christmas Eve. I am going to have my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos, also known as Drake, do a close-up of my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Yule tree. I am so happy. It even has a postcard from my regular postal carrier, which I gotta admit I was pleasantly surprised to receive that. I'm like, that's so cute. I might actually oh yeah, I can't do that. I have to receive the holiday cards to put on the tree. I thought I could just decorate it with holiday cards that I have around, but no, that's not the same thing. Anyway, but in the spirit of Yule, and I do not remember offhand where I read this, but I know that I read this sometime between Friday, December 18th, and Sunday, December 20th, 2020. It was an email that I received, and it had, oh, I remember now, of course, Goddess, also known as Sarah Faith Gottesdiener, who is the living goddess who created the Many Moons lunar planners. So I have the honor and pleasure of being on her email distribution list, and of course, my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos, more commonly known as Drake, was pretending that he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He did a very good job of pretending that he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, but we all know he knows what the fuck he's doing. Right, right. So that mishap that occurred a few moments ago is only the second time that he's done that. I promise you it will be the last time. Because if he does it again, he gonna die. And then I'm gonna need to find another awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos. But that will be the last time that he does that, I promise you. And he knows that I mean every word of that, right? Right. As I was saying, so I have the honor and pleasure of being on Sarah Faith Gottesdiener's Modern Women, Many Moons email newsletter. So of course, I was very excited about reading about the different Yule ideas. Yule ritual ideas, and I wanted to share one with all of you. I don't normally share my rituals on YouTube, but I really felt that it was necessary. I felt that I needed to do that. And for those of you who want to play along at home, you're more than welcome to do that. However, my intention is that this bring Yuletide blessings, Yuletide healings, and Yuletide cleansings to everyone watching this video. Which means that if you love somebody, you're going to make sure that you share this video with them. And if you love the people on whatever social media platform you use, whether or not I use it as well, you're going to share that video as well. That way we can keep the Yuletide blessings and the healings and the cleansings going and going and going. I think that would be a great idea because you know what? I love that expression, sharing the wealth. And I think it's time to share some wealth. Right? Right. Anyway, so I'm going to do, I don't want to call it a lazy man circle casting. And I would normally happily do it standing up, but, well, Isis is down there. Isis, the alpha female. Her tail is not out and about, and I don't want to disturb her. So, I'm going to do this a little bit differently. This is my atame. I don't remember offhand if it's atame or I think it's atame or atami. But this is my atame. It sings. It does sing. It just, when I first held it, it was like, ooh, you sing. That was one of my rings scraping against the hilt. But okay. So, I begin in the east. And yes, I am wearing my witch's cape. I summon, stir, and call thee forth. Powers of the north, element of earth, province, no. This is what's called take two. Take two. My mind is already on Capricorn and Earth, because my sun sign is Capricorn, and the date of the Yule, the winter solstice, is the first day of the sun's transit in Capricorn, so I digress. Right now the moon is waxing in Aries and the sun is transiting in Capricorn, because yesterday, at least in my part of planet Earth, was the date of the winter solstice, which in magical traditions is called Yule. Here we go. Okay. I summon, stir, and call thee forth. Powers of the east, element of air, province of mind and imagination. I ask that you be with us on this night of nights, as we gather in your presence to perform our Yuletide rites. Hail and welcome. I summon, stir, and call thee forth. Powers of the south, element of fire, province of will and passion. I ask that you be with us on this night of nights, as we gather in your presence to perform our Yuletide rites. Hail and welcome. Gotta be careful with Isis. Powers of the west, element of water, province of love, intuition, and healing. I summon, stir, and call thee forth. I ask that you be with us on this night of nights, as we gather in your presence to perform our Yuletide rites. Hail and welcome. I summon, stir, and call thee forth, powers of the north, element of earth, province of health and prosperity. I ask that you be with us on this night of nights. Calm down, coyote trickster, no flubbing my words. As we gather in your presence to perform our Yuletide rites. Hail and welcome. And in the east again. I call forth and ask for the presence and the blessings and the benevolence of all the goddesses of Yule, of all the goddesses of the winter solstice, of all the goddesses of the season of winter. I ask that you be with us on this night of nights, as we gather in your presence to perform our Yuletide rites. Hail and welcome. I need to do this standing up. I call forth the powers of the gods, the sacred masculine, all gods of Yule, all gods of the winter solstice, all gods of Capricorn, all gods of the season of winter. I ask that you be with us on this night of nights, as we gather in your presence to perform our Yuletide rites. Hail and welcome. So for those of you watching this at home, if you've chosen to engage in this ritual as you're watching this video, I ask that you visualize in your mind pieces of paper, and on those pieces of paper write down all the things, tangible and intangible, that you wish to surrender and release from calendar year 2020. The tangible, the intangible. whatever is true for you, whatever you know in your heart of hearts, in your soul of souls, to the marrow of your bones, that you are indeed ready to surrender and release, and allow to be banished back to the nothingness from whence they came. Write them on those slips of paper in your mind, and then cast them into the cauldron. I did this ahead of time, as did my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos, more commonly known as Drake. However, now I'm going to cast mine into the cauldron. And with that, I'm going to wrap this around me like this, so that nothing catches on fire. But before I do that, let me have a sip of tea. And I'm receiving a direction from my awesome audiovisual person. What am I looking at? Huh? What am I doing? Up one more? To number 2. Level 2. Level 3. Okay. Do you want me to do that now? Okay. So this is, what is this again? Dehumidifier, ionizer, what is this? This is an air purifier. I'm going to crank it to the maximum level. Now I'm going to take a sip of my tea. It's throat cooked. It's really good, and it's really working. Okay. Oh, thank you, Bost. Goddesses and gods, celestial beings, guardian angels, sacred faith, spirit guides, ascended masters. No. Go a different direction. We now surrender and release all these items that are listed here, and we ask that you take them away and bring forth the good. Bring forth the good. Let us be magnets to all the good. Let us be magnets to all the good. Let us be magnets to all good things right now. We cast into the cauldron all things that no longer serve our needs, all things tangible and intangible, all people, all situations, all things that cause us pain and suffering, misery and depression, despair and disgust. All those things that no longer serve our needs, we cast them into the sacred fire so that they may be devoured, vanquished, dissolved, and banished back to the nothingness from whence they came. To this I add all racism, all ignorance, all colorism, all redlining, all those institutions, organizations, and individuals who wish to continue seeing people that are not white, that are not heterosexual, oppressed. All those who wish to oppress others for one reason or another, we cast them into the sacred fire, and they are devoured, and they are vanquished back to the nothingness from whence they came. As the fire burns, 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 go, go, as the fire burns, go, go, as the fire burns, go, go, as the fire burns. Of course, the black cats are the ones that are stirring about. Durga, who is not a black cat, is nowhere to be seen. No idea where she went. No idea where she went. Oh, she's above the refrigerator. Okay. Yeah, that's become her latest perch of late. Okay. I'm going to take a few more moments. I'm going to have a sip of my tea. And then I'm going to close the circle. I'm drinking traditional medicinal throat coat with 1/2 of a juicy lemon and this wonderful honey from an apiary called Moon Apiary in Hyde Park, New York. It's delicious, by the way. Okay, so the gods, the sacred masculine, gods of Yule, gods of Capricorn, gods of the season of winter. We thank you for being with us on this night of nights, as we gathered in your presence to perform our Yuletide rites. We bid you hail and fare thee well. Goddesses of Yule, goddesses of Yuletide, goddesses of the season of winter, we thank you for being with us on this night of nights, as we gathered in your presence to perform our Yuletide rites. Go if you will, stay if you must, but for now we bid you hail and fare thee well. Powers of the North, element of earth, province of health and prosperity, we thank you for being with us on this night of nights, as we gathered in your presence to perform our Yuletide rites. Go if you will, stay if you must, but for now we bid you hail and fare thee well. Powers of the North, powers of the West, element of water, province of love, intuition, and healing, we thank you for being with us on this night of nights, as we gathered in your presence to perform our Yuletide rites. Go if you will, stay if you must, but for now we bid you hail and fare thee well. Powers of the South, element of fire, province of will and passion, we thank you for being with us. We thank you for being with us on this night of nights, as we gathered in your presence to perform our Yuletide rites. Go if you will, stay if you must, but for now we bid you hail and fare thee well. Powers of the East, element of air, province of mind and imagination, we thank you for being with us. We thank you for being with us on this night of nights, as we gathered in your presence to perform our Yuletide rites. Go if you will, stay if you must, but for now we bid you hail and fare thee well. And to use the traditional vernacular, the circle is open but never broken. Merry meet and merry part and merry meet again. I hope and pray that all of you who watched this video received deep and profound healing, complete and total cleansing, especially physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, magical, sexual, psychological, financial, etc. And that you experienced a glimmer of hope and a seed of possibility and a seed actually of miraculousness for 2021, a Hierophant year, the year of building up. And as always, thank you to all of you in YouTube land for honoring who I am and what I do. Thank you for all the likes, for all the comments, for all the shares, for all the subscriptions to my YouTube channel. And thank you to all of you who have been scheduling your sessions. I wish you and yours peaceful and prosperous blessings, the happiest of holy days, and stay tuned for the next video once I am completely back in my body. And good night.